All right, we're here with Brian Hickey. He's an intuitive self-protection plank holder. And what a plank holder is, it's part of our membership program. And the plank holder is someone that we value highly. And it's the highest tier that allows someone to participate in all of the courses. Currently, we have 27 courses a year. And we come down and get some good training done. So how long have you been training?
Good question. So March of 2022, so a little over a year, and it's been incredible.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
It really has.
So March of 2022, so it's been over a year. And what was it like when you started? What was that experience like? Tell us, tell them a little bit about yourself and why you started doing this.
Sure. So I'm from New Hampshire. I'm a small business owner, and the first course that I had been in was the empty hand course, and it was awesome. It was incredible. Learned a ton, and I've always wanted to be training in a tactical standpoint, and being able to come down and train with Hank and his team has been it's been life-changing.
So. And you drive down from New Hampshire.
I do, yeah.
Right, so what's that, a 9-10 hour drive?
Yeah, it's about a 10-hour drive, yep.
So for someone to drive 9-10 hours, there's got to be something on the other side of that. There's got to be a value to that. What would you say overall is the value that you get out of, whether it's the empty hand, the edge weapon, or the rifle? You've done the rifle, right?
Oh, yeah, I've done the carbine, yep.
And the pistol. What would you say, in a brief, is the greatest value you get out of intuitive self-protection training?
Yeah, so I've been through a lot of different trainings, whether it be pistol courses, carbine courses, empty hand courses. I've never really done much with edge weapon, but the value, it's life-changing in that it doesn't just apply in a tactical standpoint as far as being better in your self-protection. It applies in every facet of your life, whether it's your family, whether it's with, you as a business owner, your relationships with people. It's seeing it from different perspectives. It's being able, through a lot of the stress inoculations that we go through, being able to handle things in life and being able to use it in a way that you can be tactical with it. So for me, the value is that's why I show up every month, to come down 10 hours. The relationships with Hank and his team has been awesome. It's been awesome.
So, and we just finished the training this weekend, and it's a thing that me and Brian just happened to do. We happened to buddy up for breakfast. He's a great guy, and during breakfast, I noticed different shifts in his personality. And when he came in and started training, that was a freaking bulldog, right? A bulldog. And now you're still a bulldog, but you're controlled, it's more directed, and the result of the outcome is higher. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it just happened in a conversation, like we said this morning, that, I've always been 100% at something. If I go after something, I'm committed to it. But going through the evolution process with ISP, being able to put in stress inoculation situations, to see it from different perspectives, to use different practical applications, but then channeling that energy. So still using what something has always given me, successes in life, but being able to use it in a more channeled way, more controlled, more calmer, having more of that self-esteem and self-confidence to know that I can apply it in ways that are much more tactical.
Apply it in ways that are much more tactical. So let's talk about a specific discipline. Let's say pistol and the drawstroke and the elements of the drawstroke. So stance, grip, presentation, sight picture, sight alignment, trigger control, and follow through. How has your drawstroke, utilizing the big six, become better over time? How's that?
Absolutely. The disciplines and the basic applications to be able to apply 6 basic principles has changed my whole pistol evolution. And, obviously we're always still learning, and there's still obviously areas to grow and continue to grow. That's why I want to show up every month and continue to grow with Tank. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you follow the basic disciplines and principles and then you go ahead and you do those on your own, you're going to improve. There's no question. You'll have successes in growing, whether it's in your pistol craft, your edge weapon craft, your empty hand craft, or your carbine craft. You got to continue to apply it on your own, but more importantly, is continuing the education.
So, as you have well experienced, we have an integrated system. So what do we mean by integrated is everything works with each other. Everything integrates with each other. So it's not a disjointed, learn SBR rifle here, work pistol here, work ground fighting here, work boxing here, work empty-handed here. Everything flows together from, number one, the same mindset. Number two, the same base workspace position. So you're in that same home position, and from, let's say, empty hand, you can flow and transition to your pistol or up to a higher weapon system, to your rifle. Now that you've done a number of iterations of a number of the different disciplines, how has your integrating them together come together for you?
Great question. They all flow together, because when you're in an athletic stance, whether you're empty hands, you're capturing through an edge weapon, you're drawing from pistol, you're in the same positioning. The same disciplines are being used in the same regard. Ultimately, the real amazing part is that when you're applying it in the combatives, this isn't just, hey, let me just hit a couple of steel targets. This is, someone's on you. What do? How do you draw? How do you take something on where your most trainings aren't giving you the combative side, knowing that this is a threat, that you have to come at it from a threat perspective? It's a totally different view and perspective than most trainings you get in the tactical side of things, where it's a totally different mindset, it's a totally different approach, and it's a totally different application that gives a lot more successes. Because when you're looking at it from combatives, you're coming at it with a different force.
Yeah, I love how you said that, listening to him say this, because our tactics are formatted in blood, meaning people have died, and because of their death or injury, we continue to learn what to do and what not to do, because people's lives are on the line. So it's not a sport practice. It is, if we're not successful, somebody will be injured. And with pistol and rifle, the likelihood of it being death is high.
Correct.
So now that you're in your second year and you're maturing and you've been through all of the courses, and some of them multiple times, what would you say that you're getting out of it? What would you say is happening for you now in year two as a plank holder?
Yeah, so what I wanted to do in the first year was to immerse myself and to get through every course, to be able to just be able to get through each one and understand whether it's an empty hand, edge weapon, carbine, or pistol, to immerse myself in that training. Now, as I'm going into year two, not only am I building off of that, but I'm applying basic disciplines and principles to now build on that craft. Whether it's, again, any different system it is, it's now improving that craft, continuing to hone in those skills, continue to apply more disciplines to them to then grow and execute more efficiently in any type of combative it is. Yeah.
That is fantastic, and something, and you can go back to one of the previous videos that we did on the 4 M's, right? And the 4 M's are mirroring, modeling, mastering and mentoring. And now what he's talking about is straddling from modeling and mastering, right? So in the first stage, you mirror somebody, and as you keep going, you make it your own and you start to model, and then as you keep going, you're mastering the craft. And that's where where I would say you're into the modeling and mastering.
Correct.
And then as we go as a member, we continue to help others along the way of what it is that we're doing here, as our overall craft.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think, like we touched on a little bit earlier this morning, is that it's investing in yourself. So if you come with no expectations of trying to improve oneself, you're going to get whatever you put into it. And Hank's going to give you and his team as much as you possibly can to get as much as you can out of it, but it's going to be up to you, the individual, to decide what it is that you want out of that. And for me, it's an investment not only in myself, but for however many people I touch in my life, whether it's my family, whether it's my kids, wife, people who work for me. It doesn't matter. It correlates that whatever you learn here has a correlation of impacts that you have on people in your sphere of influence of life. So it's life changing. It's a life changing courses, life changing events.
Yeah. Well, it's so great to have you. On an end note, what would you say to somebody who was considering ISP for just a one-off course or for membership? What words would you have for them?
Cool. I would say commitment. You have to decide what you want to do and what you want to get out of it. And I think ultimately, a membership level, it's a family. We're a family and we're all here to help each other and help each other grow. And I think that the membership model, and again, plank holder membership, it gives you a opportunity to grow from each other. It really is a family event. Where the one-off, it's great. It's a good way for you to try it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the membership is what's going to immerse you into being able to grow and get the necessary successes and wins that you want out of it, where you're committed. And when you're committed, Hank, you and your team are committed to us. So it's helping each other. Yeah.
Commitment drives consistency, drives follow through, drives a result. Other people get to see that result, and ultimately we're all better for it.
Correct.
So,
100%.
outstanding. Love having you here, man.
Same here, brother.
We'll see you guys, and however you're seeing this, consider getting on our mailing list for free training, and also discount opportunities that flash up that you can test us out, and we'll see if we're the right fit. But we'd love to get to train with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Love to have you.
Ciao. Okay. Can you believe? No, he fucking walks in right again.
All of a sudden, I see him coming up the rocks. This fucking guy really gonna go in for it?
He's doing it.
He's doing it.
I'm like, no, he's not. Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
that shit is smart. You can't, like you say,
You can't make it up. You really can't.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's fun. We have a blast.
Yeah.
Man.